storms in Atlanta, and you get into some deep psychology in trying to get an athlete to get that out of their mind every time they get set to remount it. But it looks as though Dominique's getting past that.
Well, you know, she keeps saying this.
We now have a tornado watch out for Minneapolis-St. Paul. We'll take a look at where the severe weather is happening here in a few moments, but we're going to talk about the tropics too. This is Storm Watch. You're tuned in at 50 past the hour. Every 50 past the hour we talk about the tropics and the severe weather across the U.S. And this Storm Watch is sponsored by Home Depot. But first, let's hit the tropics, where we are watching a couple of systems. One, remnants of Charley moving across Texas. And we're also going to be talking about Hurricane Bonnie in the Atlantic. And then we'll talk about the Eastern Pacific too. But first, just wanted to give you an idea of what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. Not much at this point. Tropical storm Charley made landfall about 6 a.m. Eastern time in Texas, southern Texas, and it moved across the area. You can see what's left of it now, producing some heavy rainfall. We'll take a closer look at the particulars here in a minute. But now let's go over to Hurricane Bonnie, where this is becoming a very impressive hurricane. Winds are at 95 miles per hour. The biggest thing I want you to notice here is the pressure is at 965 millibars. It dropped 12 millibars. So it is an intensifying hurricane. It is possible we could see a Category 3 hurricane in the next 24 hours or so. So a very powerful hurricane possible here. And it has slowed down. It's moving west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. It's slowed down, but it is forecast to continue on that west-northwest track Sunday and then make a more northerly turn Sunday night. Okay, but it can change. So you have to make sure, if you live along the eastern seaboard, anywhere from South Florida all the way to the Carolinas and up the coast, make sure you tune us in. 50 past the hour, we'll let you know the most current data we have, most current information from the Hurricane Center. Now, we do have hurricane warnings still out for the central Bahamas and watches out for the northwestern Bahamas. Now, what has changed is that the watches here in the Caicos Islands and the Turks Islands have been now changed to tropical storm warnings. All right, no longer under hurricane warnings, because you are only feeling tropical storm force winds at this point. But on that west-northwesterly track, it's possible the central Bahamas could be feeling hurricane force winds, which extend about 45 miles out from the center of the hurricane, which is about right in here, where it looks like an eye is trying to form. Excellent outflow in the northwestern quadrant and the southeastern quadrant here, and it looks like the central dense overcast starting to fill in with these deep reds. So signs of an intensifying storm. Now look at a different perspective of it. You can see some of the outflow coming here. So definitely tune us in. We'll let you know what's happening with Hurricane Bonnie. It's possible it could affect the eastern U.S. You need to pay close attention. Be prepared. Have that disaster kit ready. Now this could be our next depression. We will be watching this here very closely. It could be a depression here in the next 12 to 24 hours. Another wave coming off the African coast. This has potential too. We'll watch that one for you also. Now, this is what's left of Charley. Anyway, still producing some heavy rainfall across Texas, and we have seen 4 to 5 inches of rain with this, and flash flood watches are out for the area. So that is going to be the big threat with what's left of Charley. Now let's head to the Eastern Pacific, where we have Hurricane Howard, a Category 3 hurricane. You need 111 mile per hour winds and greater for it to be a major hurricane. That's what we're having right now, moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. At this point, it's moving away from land, which is good news. As you can see, the perspective here. But look at the eye, a very, very definite eye with Hurricane Howard here. Otherwise, the Eastern Pacific kind of quiet at this time, which is good news. All right, that's it for the tropics. Let's take a closer look at the severe weather tonight. You can see thunderstorms just west of Minneapolis, where we do have a tornado watch in effect, and a severe thunderstorm warning out for Hennepin and Carver County. So you should take cover now.
As Hurricane Bonnie